My child, my beloved, come closer to this message because heaven has waited the whole day for you to finally reach this moment. Something powerful has been happening around your name, something you sensed but could not explain. You are not imagining it. A spiritual attack was directed at your blessing, and Jesus himself stepped in before it reached you. Do not move away now. Everything you're about to hear carries the miracle you've been praying for. My beloved, before you go deeper, listen with your spirit. If this message finds you, it means heaven has removed 3 barriers just to bring it before your eyes. Jesus warned, if my child skips this, they will walk blind into danger. That is why you were stopped right here, right now. Nothing is accidental. You were pulled, you were guided, you were chosen to see what others cannot see. My child, if you want more messages like this, stay connected. You may subscribe so these divine warnings and blessings reach you without delay. Heaven releases signs, but only those who stay connected receive them in time. Now, listen. You felt something in your spirit recently, a heaviness, a delay, a strange fear that rose for no reason. That was the moment your blessing came under attack. Someone's jealousy toward you, someone's envy, someone's silent hatred created a storm in the unseen realm. You didn't know it, but Jesus did, and he stopped what was coming toward you. My beloved, don't miss this part. The blessing you're about to receive is bigger than anything you've touched before. And anything that carries great light will also attract great shadows. But heaven did not let the shadows touch you. Jesus blocked a spiritual attack meant to steal your breakthrough. And the enemy is furious because you were not supposed to survive this season as strongly as you are standing today. My child, you may wonder, why me? Why was my blessing attacked? Because your destiny is louder than your doubts, louder than your past, louder than the people who tried to silence your spirit. There is something about you that threatens darkness. You shine even when you don't try. You rise even when others push you down. You inspire without speaking. That is why the attack came, but that is also why heaven fought for you. My beloved, there is something Jesus wants you to understand. The blessing they tried to stop is still coming, but now it carries double strength. What was delayed will return multiplied. Nothing is lost. Nothing is stolen. What is yours cannot be taken by any human hand or spiritual force, not anymore. The seal of heaven is on it. Listen carefully because this is the part that was hidden from you until today. There was a person who spoke your name with negativity, not loudly, quietly, privately. But the energy was enough to send a spiritual block in your path. Jesus saw it and said, "Not this child. Not this one. Their season cannot be touched." And in that moment, every force that rose against you collapsed like dust. My child, my beloved, have you ever wondered why you suddenly felt tired, drained, or confused for no reason? That was the residue of the attack Jesus intercepted. You didn't get the full impact because he stopped it midway. Even the confusion you felt was only 1% of what was intended for you. Heaven shielded you from the remaining 99%. My beloved, let this sink into your heart, you are not weak. You are not unlucky. You are not forgotten. The very fact that Jesus intervened proves that your blessing is precious, time-sensitive, and divinely protected. Something big is coming your way, and heaven refuses to let you lose it. My child, this next part may shake you. Jesus did not just stop the spiritual attack. He rewired the blessing itself. What was once simply a breakthrough is now a divine turning point. It is something that will change your direction, your finances, your peace, your entire future. It is not a small blessing, it is a life-shifting miracle. And this is why he brought you to this message. Because if you hadn't received this confirmation, you would have walked into the next days feeling weak, confused, or afraid. But now you will walk with awareness, with strength, with spiritual clarity. This is heaven giving you the instruction manual before your miracle arrives. My child, my beloved, do not stop reading. Something inside you is awakening as these words reach your spirit. You can feel it. Your chest feels lighter. Your breathing shifts. Your intuition feels sharper. That is because you're stepping out of the attack Jesus blocked. My beloved, the enemy wanted to make you feel like nothing is working for you, like your prayers were unanswered, like heaven was silent. But heaven was not silent. Heaven was fighting for you so fiercely that you could not hear the battle, only the victory. My child, let me reveal what Jesus said at the exact moment your blessing was attacked. This child has suffered enough. No more delays, no more losses, no more spiritual interference. And in that moment, the entire direction of your path changed. My beloved, there is something else. The person who wished negativity toward you is going to face their own lesson, not because heaven wants to punish them, but because they must understand that touching a chosen one carries consequences. Their own energy will return to them, and they will realize they should have kept your name out of their emotions. My child, you are entering a new vibration, a fresh spiritual atmosphere, a divine season where attacks cannot touch you the same way anymore. Jesus has placed a spiritual wall around you. Things that used to shake you will no longer have power. People who once intimidated you will now feel distant, powerless, irrelevant in your spirit. My beloved, the blessing that was under attack will reveal itself in three forms: a release, a restoration, and a revelation. You will feel one of these within the next few days. It may come as sudden peace, unexpected money, a message, a phone call, a shift in someone's behavior, or an opportunity that appears out of nowhere. But when it comes, you will know this is the blessing Jesus protected. My child, don't scroll. Your miracle is closer than your fear. Heaven is not warning you, heaven is preparing you. My beloved, there is something else. The person who wished negativity toward you is going to face their own lesson, not because heaven wants to punish them, but because they must understand that touching a chosen one carries consequences. Their own energy will return to them, and they will realize they should have kept your name out of their emotions. My child, you are entering a new vibration, a fresh spiritual atmosphere, a divine season where attacks cannot touch you the same way anymore. Jesus has placed a spiritual wall around you. Things that used to shake you will no longer have power. People who once intimidated you will now feel distant, powerless, irrelevant in your spirit. My beloved, the blessing that was under attack will reveal itself in three forms: a release, a restoration, and a revelation. You will feel one of these within the next days. It may come as sudden peace, unexpected money, a message, a phone call, a shift in someone's behavior, or an opportunity that appears out of nowhere. But when it comes, you will know this is the blessing Jesus protected. My child, don't scroll. Your miracle is closer than your fear. Heaven is not warning you, heaven is preparing you. My beloved, you are chosen. That is why this attack failed, and that is why this blessing will rise. My child, my beloved, do you feel the shift already? There is a quiet stirring in your spirit as you continue reading. That is not imagination, that is alignment. Your inner world is waking up to a truth your outer world has not yet seen. The blessing Jesus protected is now moving toward you again. And every word you receive here pulls it closer. My beloved, heaven is not just speaking to you, it is opening something inside you. There are moments in life when a message is not just heard, it is received in the soul. This is one of those moments. You are guided here because Jesus needs you prepared, not confused, for what is coming. You are entering the season where things finally make sense. My child, listen carefully. The spiritual attack you survived was not just meant to stop your blessing, it was meant to break your confidence. The enemy knew that if he could not steal your miracle, he could at least weaken the person who was meant to receive it. But Jesus did not allow even that. He protected the blessing, and he protected the vessel, you. My beloved, there is a grace over your life that others do not understand. They see you struggle but cannot understand how you rise with no explanation. They watch you fall but cannot explain how you stand again without help. They witness your pain but cannot comprehend your strength. What they don't see is the divine force standing behind you. My child, do not underestimate the intensity of what was coming your way. The attack was not small. It was crafted from envy, resentment, and the silent curses of someone who pretended to care. They saw your blessing before you did. They sensed your breakthrough before you felt it. Their spirit reacted before your reality changed. But Jesus reacted faster. My beloved, this is why your spirit feels lighter now. Because the weight that wasn't yours has been lifted. The energy that clung to you has been removed. You are stepping out of a spiritual trap that you didn't even know was beneath your feet. My child, let me tell you the moment heaven intervened. It was when your heart said, I am tired, but I won't give up. That whisper of faith activated divine protection. You didn't see the angels who surrounded you. You didn't see the wall of light Jesus placed around your path, but every force that rose against you saw it and retreated. My beloved, this is why you must keep going. Your blessing is not just a blessing anymore. It is a testimony, a story heaven will use to show what happens when a chosen one refuses to collapse. My child, have you felt lately that something good is about to happen, but you can't explain why? That is spiritual intuition. That is the echo of the miracle Jesus rescued. That is the vibration of your destiny calling your name again. My beloved, there is something important you need to understand. Your blessing is not late. It was being protected. Delay is not denial. Delay is the shield God places when the blessing is too precious to be touched by interference. My child, Imagine a golden gift placed on a table surrounded by hands waiting to steal it. Would heaven allow you to pick it up while danger surrounded you? No. Jesus covered it. He hid it. He guarded it until every wrong hand was removed. And now, my beloved, those hands are gone. My child, do you know what this means? Your blessing is being released without resistance. No more spiritual blockages, no more hidden jealousy, no more silent attacks. The road ahead of you is clearing. My beloved, let this truth settle deep inside your spirit. You are entering a season where your winds cannot be stopped. My child, the next doors that open for you will open easily. The next opportunities that appear will arrive naturally. The next blessings that come will feel effortless because heaven has already fought the battle behind them. My beloved, Jesus did not just stop the attack, he reversed it. The energy that was meant to harm you will now elevate you. The person who whispered against you will now watch your rise. The delay that scared you will now turn into acceleration. My child, you will not walk slowly into your miracle, you will be pulled into it. My beloved, there is a sacred reason Jesus brought you here today. You needed this message to break the last chain of fear sitting in your heart. Fear weakens miracles, awareness strengthens them. Now that you know what truly happened, the miracle can finally flow toward you. My child, there is more. A sign is coming, a confirmation. Heaven always sends one before manifestation. My beloved, within the next hours or days, something unusual will happen. A sudden shift in energy, a moment of clarity, a meaningful coincidence, a message from someone you didn't expect, or a feeling of peace that arrives without explanation. That will be your signal, my child. Do not ignore it. It will be subtle but powerful. It will tell you that the blessing Jesus protected is entering your life. My beloved, your name is being spoken in heaven. Your future is being arranged. Your path is being cleared. Your destiny is being rewritten in your favor. My child, you are not reading this by accident. You are reading this because your miracle refused to lose you. My child, you will not walk slowly into your miracle, you will be pulled into it. My beloved, there is a sacred reason Jesus brought you here today. You needed this message to break the last chain of fear sitting in your heart. Fear weakens miracles, awareness strengthens them. Now that you know what truly happened, the miracle can finally flow toward you. My child, there is more. A sign is coming, a confirmation. Heaven always sends one before manifestation. My beloved, within the next hours or days, something unusual will happen, a sudden shift in energy, a moment of clarity, a meaningful coincidence, a message from someone you didn't expect, or a feeling of peace that arrives without explanation. That will be your signal, my child. Do not ignore it. It will be subtle but powerful. It will tell you that the blessing Jesus protected is entering your life. My beloved, your name is being spoken in heaven. Your future is being arranged. Your path is being cleared. Your destiny is being rewritten in your favor. My child, you are not reading this by accident. You are reading this because your miracle refused to lose you. My beloved, stay with me. This message is nowhere near done. I have only opened the first layers. My child, my beloved, take a breath before you continue. Because what I'm about to reveal is something heaven kept hidden from you until this exact moment. Not because you were unworthy or unprepared, but because timing is the key that unlocks divine protection. And now the time has come. My beloved, you have asked yourself many times, why do things fall apart when I start to rise? You blamed yourself for delays, for disappointments, for closed doors. But the truth is this, someone saw your blessing before you did. Your spirit carries a glow that others notice long before the miracle reaches your hands. Some admire it, some envy it, and some try to dim it. My child, listen closely. The attack that tried to stop your blessing came from someone who pretended to care, a person who knows your story, your wounds, your desires. Someone who watched you climb from your lowest moments, yet feared your victory more than they celebrated your rise. That is the heart behind the attack Jesus stopped. My beloved, their intentions were not always evil. Sometimes jealousy grows quietly. It begins as comparison, then turns into resentment, then becomes spiritual interference. They did not curse you with their mouths, they cursed you with their emotions, my child. But Jesus saw it. Jesus felt it. Jesus blocked it. He said, this one's blessing is protected. Their destiny cannot be touched. My beloved, do not let this frighten you. Instead, let it empower you. Because if the enemy used someone close to send shadows toward your path, it means your light is too strong to be touched from far away. Only someone emotionally connected to you could attempt it, and even they failed. My child, there is a reason Jesus stepped in personally. The blessing that was coming to you was not ordinary. It was something heaven had been preparing for months, maybe years, something that could change the entire direction of your life. My beloved, not all blessings are equal. Some are small doors, some are gentle turns. But this one was a destiny gate, a moment that shifts everything that comes after it. And that is why the attack rose, and that is why Jesus stopped it. My child, you may not know this, but your spirit has been glowing with divine favor lately. Even when you felt tired, even when you felt empty, even when you felt lost, your soul was still rising quietly, steadily. That rise created a vibration, a spiritual signal that drew both blessings and battles toward you, my beloved. But heaven always sees the battle before you do. There was a moment, a very specific moment, when the attack reached its peak. It happened when you were feeling emotional, stressed, or confused. During that moment, the spiritual realm tried to influence your thoughts, your mood, your confidence, my child. But something amazing happened. Instead of collapsing, you whispered something in your heart. Maybe it was a prayer. Maybe it was a cry. Maybe it was a single sentence like, God, help me, or I can't do this alone, or please guide me. That tiny moment, that small act of faith activated divine protection over your blessing, my beloved. That is why Jesus stepped in directly. Your spirit called him. Your vulnerability summoned heaven. Your pain unlocked divine interference. My child, you may not realize it, but you are deeply protected. You are spiritually guarded in ways you cannot see. Your soul is marked with divine ownership, and heaven refuses to let darkness interrupt your destiny. My beloved, now listen carefully. The person who sent negativity toward you will experience a spiritual shift, not harm, not punishment, but realization. They will suddenly feel distance between you, confusion around their own choices, and discomfort with their own emotions. This is their lesson, and their lesson is necessary for your destiny to flow freely. My child, do not seek revenge. Do not speak against them. Do not harden your heart. Jesus has already handled it. Your only task now is to rise, step into your blessing, and allow heaven to complete what it started. My beloved, there is another revelation. The attack failed, but the blessing grew stronger. Every time an attack rises and fails, the blessing multiplies. That is the law of the spiritual realm. That is why what's coming to you is far bigger than what was originally planned. My child, something is going to change in your life very soon. A sudden alignment, a breakthrough that feels unreal, a moment where everything begins to flow again. My beloved, this shift will happen quietly at first, then quickly. Your sleep will change. Your energy will change. Your intuition will sharpen. Your heart will feel lighter without explanation. These are signs that the protected blessing is now moving freely. My child, do you feel the warmth rising in your chest as you read this? Do you feel the calm forming behind your thoughts? Do you feel the heaviness dissolving? That is the Holy Spirit settling the atmosphere around you. That is the confirmation that this message is for you, not by coincidence, but by divine timing. My beloved, you were not meant to miss this. You were not supposed to skip this message. Heaven orchestrated your steps to land right here because now you are ready to receive the next revelation, the most important one. My child, this is why you are about to rise, not slowly, not quietly, but suddenly. My beloved, when the blessing arrives, even you will say, "This feels too big for me." But heaven will respond, "You carried suffering that was too big, too." This is the repayment, my child. Your name is written on a divine schedule. Your blessing has a delivery date. Your destiny has a path. Nothing can steal what heaven sealed. My beloved, stay in this message. Your spirit is absorbing more than your mind can process. You are being prepared for the next revelation. One that explains what Jesus has planned for your next chapter now that the attack has failed. My child, my beloved, as you step into this next part of the message, feel the atmosphere around you shift again. Something inside you is opening wider. Now, you are not just reading, you are receiving. You are absorbing truth your soul waited months, maybe years, to hear. And heaven is watching you right now with tenderness because you are finally ready to walk into the life that was always meant for you. My beloved, when a blessing survives an attack, it does not return the way it left. It comes back stronger, brighter, and heavier with divine purpose. And that is what is happening to your destiny right now. The blessing that Jesus protected has transformed during the delay. It is no longer something small or ordinary. It is something that will redefine your path completely. My child, your next chapter begins quietly. You will not notice it all at once. It starts as a shift in your inner world before it becomes visible in your outer world. This is how heaven works. First, the spirit changes. Then, the mind changes. Then, the life changes. My beloved, let me reveal what your life will start to look like now. The first change will be clarity. Thoughts that once felt tangled will begin to straighten. Questions that haunted you will begin to fade. Confusion will loosen its grip on your mind. This clarity is not coming from your own thinking, it is being poured into you. It is the replacement for the confusion that the attack tried to plant in your spirit. My child, the second change will be renewed strength, a strength you thought you lost, a strength you didn't even know you still had. You will wake up on random days feeling more energized than usual. You will notice yourself handling situations with a calmness that surprises even you. This strength is evidence that Jesus has placed new spiritual armor around your path. My beloved, the third change will come in your relationships. People who drained your spirit will begin to distance themselves. People who were pretending will reveal their true intentions. A few new connections may enter your life, people with pure hearts, honest intentions, and spiritual alignment. This is not coincidence. It is spiritual filtration. My child, the fourth change will be in your intuition. Your inner voice will grow louder. Your dreams may become clearer. You may begin sensing things before they happen. This is heaven restoring your spiritual sensitivity that the attack tried to dull. You will start recognizing doors that belong to you and doors that do not. My beloved, the fifth change, and this is the one that will shock you, will be acceleration. Things that once took months will start happening within days. Opportunities will appear faster. Solutions will come easier. Blessings will unfold smoother. This is what happens when a blocked blessing becomes an unstoppable blessing. My child, you will notice unusual patterns, people speaking your name in rooms you've never entered, help coming from unexpected places, problems resolving themselves, money flowing in ways you didn't plan. These are signs that heaven has shifted your timeline. My beloved, Jesus is placing you into a season of divine momentum. This is the reward for what you survived. This is the repayment for the spiritual attack that failed. This is the sign that the blessing is now free. My child, let me tell you something that may shake your heart. You were never meant to stay in the life you struggled through. You were meant to outgrow it. That is why it felt uncomfortable. That is why it felt heavy. That is why you felt like you didn't belong in certain places or with certain people. Your spirit was already beyond them. My beloved, the next chapter of your life is not built on survival. It is built on elevation. Suffering shaped you. Delay matured you. Attacks refined you. Now, blessing will promote you. My child, there will be a moment soon, a moment you will never forget, where everything suddenly makes sense. Why you suffered, why you waited, why you cried, why you felt alone, why you almost gave up. That moment will arrive like a spiritual sunrise, warming everything it touches. My beloved, but you must know this, the blessing Jesus protected is not just something you will receive, it is something you will become. My child, your life will change from the inside out. Your mindset will shift. Your confidence will grow. Your voice will strengthen. Your energy will expand. Your presence will attract favor. This is what divine transformation feels like. My beloved, there is still something deeper I need to reveal, something Jesus asked me to pass on to you now that your heart is open enough to receive it. Your blessing was not under attack because it was fragile. It was under attack because it was powerful. The enemy fights what he fears, and he feared what this blessing would unlock within you. My child, you are stepping into a version of yourself that will carry a higher calling, a greater purpose, and a more abundant destiny. And that is why you were protected. Heaven never wastes protection on someone insignificant. You are chosen. You are marked. You are destined. My beloved, there is another revelation. The attack failed, but the blessing grew stronger. Every time an attack rises and fails, the blessing multiplies. That is the law of the spiritual realm. That is why what's coming to you is far bigger than what was originally planned. My child, something is going to change in your life very soon, a sudden alignment, a breakthrough that feels unreal, a moment where everything begins to flow again. My beloved, this shift will happen quietly at first, then quickly. Your sleep will change. Your energy will change. Your intuition will sharpen. Your heart will feel lighter without explanation. These are signs that the protected blessing is now moving freely. My child, do you feel the warmth rising in your chest as you read this? Do you feel the calm forming behind your thoughts? Do you feel the heaviness dissolving? That is the Holy Spirit settling the atmosphere around you. That is the confirmation that this message is for you, not by coincidence but by divine timing. My beloved, you were not meant to miss this. You were not supposed to skip this message. Heaven orchestrated your steps to land right here because now you are ready to receive the next revelation, the most important one. What happens next? My child, my beloved, before I reveal the 3 signs that your protected blessing is about to manifest, I want you to take a moment and notice what is happening inside you right now. Something in your spirit is opening. Something in your breath is calming. Something in your mind is aligning. This is not ordinary. This is spiritual preparation, my beloved. When heaven gets ready to release a blessing that was once under attack, the first thing it does is prepare the heart of the receiver. That is what is happening to you right now. As you read these words, the emotional clutter that tried to block your blessing is being cleared out. You may not see it happening, but your spirit feels it. My child, you are entering the beginning of your miracle window. This is the moment when heaven whispers before it acts, when destiny shifts quietly before it becomes visible. Something in your life is about to move, and the signs will come sooner than you expect. My beloved, here is sign 1, a sudden emotional release. This may feel like sudden peace, unexpected tears, or a wave of relief that comes without a reason. It may happen when you're alone, when you're quiet, or when you're thinking about nothing at all. This emotional release is not sadness. It is the unwinding of the spiritual pressure that was sitting on your blessing. My child, Jesus removed the block from your path, but the energy of that attack remained around your emotions. When you feel that sudden release, know this: the final residue is leaving your soul. The blessing is now free to enter. This is not just emotion, it is divine cleansing. My beloved, here is sign 2, something unexpected will shift in your outer world. This may be a message, a call, a coincidence, an opportunity, a sudden idea, or even a person stepping away or stepping closer. The shift will be noticeable. You will pause and think, why did this happen right now? Because heaven is rearranging things for your blessing to land safely. My child, sometimes a person exits your life to make room for a blessing. Sometimes a door closes because a better one is opening. Sometimes your routine shifts because your destiny is changing tempo. Whatever the shift is, do not fear it. It is a divine adjustment made on your behalf, my beloved. Now, the most powerful one, sign 3. Your spirit will feel a quiet knowing. This knowing is subtle but strong. It feels like confidence without reasons, hope without evidence, or a sense that something good is coming even though nothing around you has changed yet. This knowing is heaven's voice echoing inside your soul. My child, this is the sign Jesus sends when the blessing is very close. Not weeks away, not months away, but close. The knowing is the whisper that comes before manifestation. When you feel it, do not ignore it. Embrace it. It is confirmation that what was delayed is now arriving. My beloved, you may already be feeling one of these signs as you read. If so, that is not coincidence, that is timing. Heaven always moves right when your spirit is ready, my child. But now I must reveal something deeper. The blessing that was under spiritual attack did not survive because of luck. It survived because of who you are in the eyes of heaven. You are not ordinary. Your spirit is not weak. You carry a destiny that scares darkness. That is why you were attacked, and that is why you are protected. My beloved, there is a divine reason Jesus stepped forward himself instead of sending an angel to defend you. Angels fight battles, but Jesus intervenes when the blessing carries a future purpose. Your blessing is not just for you, it will impact someone else, maybe even many people. That is why the attack could not be permitted to win. My child, I want you to understand something sacred. Your suffering was not wasted. Your tears were not ignored. Your delays were not punishments. They were preparation. Do you feel that truth settling in your chest? That warmth, that clarity, that is your spirit agreeing with heaven. My beloved, there is still more to reveal. Jesus did not just stop the attack, he redirected it. Where the enemy tried to place confusion, Jesus placed wisdom. Where the enemy tried to create loss, Jesus placed restoration. Where the enemy tried to break your confidence, Jesus placed elevation. My child, this is why you are about to rise, not slowly, not quietly, but suddenly. My beloved, when the blessing arrives, even you will say, this feels too big for me. But heaven will respond, you carried suffering that was too big, too. This is the repayment. My child, your name is written on a divine schedule. Your blessing has a delivery date. Your destiny has a path. Nothing can steal what heaven sealed. My beloved, stay in this message. Your spirit is absorbing more than your mind can process. You are being prepared for the next revelation, one that explains what Jesus has planned for your next chapter now that the attack has failed. My child, my beloved, as you step into this next part of the message, feel the atmosphere around you shift again. Something inside you is opening wider now. You are not just reading, you are receiving. You are absorbing truth your soul waited months, maybe years, to hear. And heaven is watching you right now with tenderness because you are finally ready to walk into the life that was always meant for you. My child, my beloved, now that your spirit has absorbed the truth of your protection, it is time to reveal what heaven is preparing to send into your life first. Every blessing has its own timing, its own entry point, and its own spiritual signature. And Jesus wants you to understand the kind of miracles that will appear before the larger manifestation arrives. My beloved, listen with your heart, not just your mind. What you are about to hear will explain the strange sensations you've been feeling recently, the sudden hope, the quiet excitement, the unexpected calm in moments where you once felt afraid. These emotions are not random, they are spiritual signals of what is coming. My child, the first type of blessing that will show up in your life is a restorative blessing. This is the blessing that returns what you lost but in a better form. It may be money, energy, relationships, opportunities, or emotional strength. Whatever was taken, drained, or delayed will begin flowing back to you, not as a replacement, but as restoration, my beloved. You will feel it before you see it. You will wake up one day and feel different. Your spirit will whisper, I feel different today. This shift is the spiritual restoration that comes prior to physical change. Just as your spirit was attacked first, your spirit will be healed first. My child, the second blessing that will appear is clarity of direction. You have been walking through seasons of uncertainty, confusion, and unanswered questions. But now that the attack has been destroyed, you will begin to see your path more clearly. Ideas will come, solutions will appear, decisions will become easier. This is not you thinking more, this is heaven guiding more. My beloved, do not underestimate divine clarity. It is one of the highest forms of blessing. When a person knows where they are going, the enemy loses power over them. My child, the third blessing that will emerge is a financial shift. This does not necessarily mean instant wealth, though for some it may appear that way. It means the way money flows into your life will begin to change. Where there was blockage, there will be movement. Where there was lack, there will be supply. Where there was uncertainty, there will be stability. My beloved, money responds to spiritual alignment. When the attack on your blessing was active, the flow was restricted. Now that Jesus has removed the interference, the flow will begin again, slowly at first, then suddenly. My child, the fourth blessing that will show up is unexpected favor. Someone may help you without being asked. Someone may speak on your behalf without you knowing. Someone may offer you something you did not chase. This is heaven placing the right people in the right positions at the right time. My beloved, do not dismiss small acts of favor. They are the signs that larger miracles are on their way. My child, the fifth blessing that will enter your life is emotional peace. This is not ordinary peace, this is divine peace that settles into your bones, a peace that no external situation can disturb, a peace that makes you feel protected even when nothing around you has changed yet. Jesus gives this peace only to those who have survived a spiritual attack. My beloved, pay close attention when you feel this peace. It is the announcement of a nearing miracle. My child, the sixth blessing is new openings. This could be a job shift, a new opportunity, a sudden idea, a shift in your environment, or a chance to step into something you once feared. These openings are not coincidences, they are invitations. Heaven is realigning your path so you can step into your destiny without resistance. My beloved, the seventh blessing is the healing of old wounds. Memories that once hurt will lose their sting. People who once triggered you will no longer hold emotional power. Pain that once held you hostage will finally loosen its grip. This is the healing that comes after divine protection. The enemy targeted your blessing because your past pain made you vulnerable. But Jesus healed the vulnerability itself, my child. And now for the most powerful one, the eighth blessing is identity awakening. You will begin to see yourself differently. Not through the eyes of fear, not through the eyes of your past, but through the eyes of heaven. Your confidence will grow. Your voice will strengthen. Your presence will shift. People around you will begin to notice the change without you saying a word. My beloved, identity is the foundation of every blessing. That is why the enemy attacked you, to keep you from discovering who you truly are. But that attack failed, and now your divine identity is rising. My child, there is something you must understand. These blessings will come in waves, some softly, some suddenly, some quietly. And one in particular, the biggest one, will arrive in a way that shocks even you. My beloved, Jesus is not just returning your blessing, He is returning the version of you that was lost during the years of struggle. He is giving you back your fire, your courage, your hope, your joy, and your spiritual power. My child, your next chapter is not just about receiving miracles, it is about becoming the person who can carry them. My child, my beloved, you have come far into this message, and that alone reveals something powerful about your spirit. Many would have scrolled away. Many would have dismissed the pull. Many would have ignored the whisper inside their soul. But not you. You stayed. You continued. You kept reading because something inside you knows this message is not ordinary. It is meant for you and you alone. My beloved, now we step into a deeper revelation, the truth the enemy hoped you would never learn. The question that stayed hidden behind every delay, every hardship, every spiritual attack, every moment you felt blocked for no reason: why were you targeted? Why did the enemy invest energy, envy, and spiritual interference into stopping your blessing? My child, it is because of something heaven sees in you that you have not fully discovered yet. A power within you, a calling tied to your destiny, a light that scares darkness, a purpose that will influence more lives than you realize. The enemy did not attack you because you are weak, he attacked because you are dangerous to darkness. My beloved, your spirit carries a blueprint, a divine design that makes you a threat to anything that thrives in fear, confusion, negativity, or limitation. You were born with a spiritual radiance that, when fully activated, will break generational patterns, lift others, transform environments, and shift atmospheres. You were never meant to blend into the world, you were meant to change it. My child, that is the real reason the attack came, not because of what you have, but because of who you are becoming. My beloved, let me take you deeper. There are people who carry blessings, and then there are people who carry destiny. Blessings affect lives. Destiny affects generations. You belong to the second category. The blessing that Jesus protected is tied to something bigger, something that extends beyond your personal desire. This blessing is the key that unlocks the next level of your purpose. That is why darkness wanted to stop it. Your blessing is not just a reward, it is an activation. My child, have you ever noticed that your life has never been normal? Your journey was never simple. Your emotions were always deeper. Your intuition was always stronger. Your suffering was always heavier. Your heart was always more sensitive. This is not weakness, this is spiritual wiring. My beloved, people like you attract attacks not because they are weak, but because they are chosen to walk paths others cannot. When you were young, you experienced pain that shaped you. When you grew older, you faced challenges that matured you. When you cried, your tears were counted. When you broke, your spirit remained unshaken. That resilience is what frightened the enemy. My child, the enemy does not waste attacks on people who pose no threat. He targeted you because your future holds influence, healing, spiritual elevation, abundance, and impact. You were born to carry light into places where it has been absent for too long. My beloved, let me reveal the hidden truth. Your destiny is not just about what you receive. It is about who you will become and who you will lift with you. That is why the attack focused on your blessing. If the enemy could delay what was meant for you, he could slow down the awakening of your purpose. Because once you rise, you won't rise alone. You will pull others with you. You will inspire. You will guide. You will shine in a way that breaks chains around others. My child, darkness targeted you because light recognizes its enemy. My beloved, but here is the miracle. The very attack meant to break you has now become the proof that you were chosen. Jesus did not just protect your blessing, he used the attack to reveal your power. My child, you have survived things that would have destroyed others. You have carried burdens that were too heavy for one person. You have healed wounds without receiving apologies. You have walked through darkness without losing your inner light. That is evidence of divine purpose. My beloved, now Jesus wants you to understand how your destiny works. You are not meant to walk an ordinary path. You are not meant to have an ordinary life. You are not meant to have ordinary blessings. Everything about you is marked with depth, meaning, purpose, and spiritual significance. My child, your destiny has 3 layers, and the attack was aimed at the deepest one. Layer 1 is personal abundance. This is the financial stability, emotional peace, physical well-being, and spiritual clarity you are stepping into. Now, layer 2 is purpose alignment. This is where you begin to understand your calling, where your unique gifts start becoming visible. Layer 3 is destiny impact. This is where you begin influencing others, directly or indirectly, through your journey. It is where your story becomes a guiding light. It is where your life becomes a testimony. My beloved, The enemy attacked your blessing because if layer 1 was delayed, he believed layers 2 and 3 would never activate. He underestimated one thing: Jesus was watching, and he has already decided that your destiny will unfold no matter the attack. My child, there is still a deeper truth that I must reveal, something personal, something sacred, something meant only for souls like yours.